called Put the Pen Down. And it starts with, this great nation, created almost 250 years ago, has long since changed. It keeps changing. We can't prevent the inevitable from happening, either because change comes and it will continue to come and leave a mark in the history books and memories.
Welcome back, everyone, to another video. I have a guest.
大家好，我是中间六 guys.
Yay!
Don't forget to check out my channel.
I'm doing a collab with my brother Sebastian for
Yes.
once, so let's hope this goes well.
Yes, but usually online I go by Liu.
Yeah, he does gaming on his channel, by the way, so if you're into that, go check him out. Anyway, so we have come today to tell you about writing.
We're talking about that.
Yes. We're not going to talk at you, but we're going to explain a few things.
At least how we write.
Yes, at least how we write stories or essays and narratives. Ow. Okay. You want to start?
Yeah, so, was one... Alright, so I'm not gonna... This is not gonna be an interview, I just want to try to talk naturally. So one thing I just always have an issue with about writing is the question or what it's about. Like, sometimes on essays, I'll be like, what do I have to write? But then others, it's like, I come back with like 9 pages of writing. I don't know how I do it.
I think it depends on how motivated you are. Sometimes the most difficult part of writing something is getting the first few lines on. Once you get everything down, and at least like the first paragraph or the first few sentences, it gets easier to write.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, then you can always, you see it and then you're like, oh, this is bad. And then you can just restart it. That's what happens to me a lot. When I write stories, I usually have to think, like, how do I start this? What is the first thing that I want to put on? Do I want to start with a question? Do I want to start with the setting or what? It's difficult at first, but once you have that down, just go back and then see what you want to change. Sometimes I end up deleting the whole thing that I wrote. That took, like, I don't know, 2 hours. I delete all that. And then I just rewrite the whole thing, and it becomes way better than how it was before. Way better.
Or, you just do the way I do it. I just write compulsively.
Yes, you could do that. I do that too. When I want to write, I write. And then
Just write it
you
out.
come up with something incredible. It's usually, though, you have to rely on how much inspiration you have. So that's either a hit or a miss.
As long as you like the topic, I think it'll be fine. I mean, like the thing that I read at the start of the video, I think, right? I mean, if we're gonna keep that or not, that was an essay I wrote about if we should revise our constitution or not. I wrote like 3 pages for that, and my
It's
teacher loved it.
because you were inspired. When you're inspired, you write so much.
I
know
wrote
from
about
experience.
about Hitler too.
Last night, I was awake till like 3 writing a whole chapter for a story that I'm working on. Of course, it's fan fiction, but you know,
You write nothing but fan fiction.
I'm trying to write my own original story, but it's hard. Like, I have the layout, but I just can't find it in myself to complete it. Like, sometimes you just give up, but then you go back to it later on, of course.
Let me get back to it. I don't know. You seem to
I
abandon it a lot.
I do. What I do is
You seem
like,
to abandon. It's usually like a like your stuff is usually like fan fiction, but it's a reader insert.
yeah, I like those.
But it has like make it interesting, like Divine Comedy, the one by Dante.
I don't
The
know.
one I remember the nice book, the nice shiny book that I bought with that was like $30 at Barnes and Noble, the Divine Comedy. The one with really
I
weird.
know, but I'm not into that kind of stuff.
It's literally the exact same thing. It's Dante, right? He basically has like this adventure through the 3 levels of like the afterlife, hell, something along the lines of limbo and heaven.
I'm not into that stuff. I
No,
don't
but
believe in that
it's
stuff.
the exact same context. He literally has it's like a imagine a reader insert fiction, right? About the afterlife,
I see.
and he's with his favorite.
But you never finished that book.
I started reading it though.
But you never finished it.
Well, yeah, because it's long. It's
Then
like
why'd you buy it?
because I'm still reading it.
It's like this thick.
Yeah,
It's very thick, and it's hardcover too, so that just makes it look like it's a book from like what 1800s.
but
But
it's
anyway.
fancy and stuff,
Very fancy. It
and it's a
has-
collectible.
Yes,
It's
it even
it's-
has a ribbon on it for you to use as a bookmark.
It's a classic though.
Should we talk about first chapters? Like, if you're writing a story, what you should look for in a first chapter. Wow, thanks for that.
Sure about that? Okay. So now that I took my my little 3-second nap, right?
You're not funny.
What do you mean? Of course I'm funny. What do you mean? Okay. So one thing that I always have an issue about writing with is relationships.
Oh, like romance?
Well, not
Romance or like relationships as in how you interact with people.
Well, just like love interests throughout the story.
Okay, that's not just relationships. That's a love interest.
Okay,
So
romance. Okay, romance in a standard story.
All right. So what you want to do with romance though is you want to build it up slowly. You don't really. I feel like the most authors, what they do is they have people see someone and like they immediately like them.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've read, either that or like they try to build it up, but it just doesn't work because it comes out of the blue. Like, you know, Harry Potter, when Harry liked Cho Chang, like it just started out of nowhere.
Not even just Chong.
No,
like,
it started out of nowhere though, because like all of a sudden in the chapters he's all like, oh.
And we're gonna talk about Cho, right?
Yeah.
We also gotta talk about Ginny.
Oh, Ginny, yeah, no, but she liked Harry from the beginning.
Yeah, but Harry didn't like her.
I know. Yeah, that's what I didn't like. It didn't make sense to me how Harry fell in love with Cho Chang. Like all of a sudden he's all like, oh. He felt like a lion inside of him wanted to burst out and like roar or whatever, like protect Cho Chang. I don't know. I read it like a few years ago, the Harry Potter series, right? A few years ago, I mean last year. But anyway,
you're late to the party.
Yeah, I know. My friend introduced it to me. I wanted to read it for the longest time, but I didn't have the books. I read it in 7th grade. That's it.
I have one. I know we have one of the books somewhere in my room.
We have 2 of them.
Yeah, 2.
But anyway, whatchamacallit, Ginny, she was another love interest for Harry Potter, right?
Yeah.
She liked him since she was a young girl, like 11, 10. But Harry didn't like her.
I need lotion.
Ignore him. Anyway, like Ginny, she liked Harry, but Harry did not like her, and I was confused as to how Harry fell in love with Ginny. It was kind of.
She probably used a love potion off screen.
It was really, I don't know, a lot of the romance in Harry Potter was out of nowhere. Especially Hermione and Ron.
That made no sense. They never liked each other.
Yeah, they always had arguments. Do you guys need therapy as you get older, or like...
I know it's gonna be controversial, but it's gonna be like Korra and Asami. It came out of nowhere. I'm like, bro.
Korra and Asami from the Legends of Korra. He's talking about. I never watched that series, but I've heard enough about it. I do not like that series at all.
I like it.
It's not like. I watched like the first 2 episodes, and it was kind of. It didn't make sense to me, so I was like, no. So I just backed out.
Season 4 is the best, with the exception of the ending.
But what else? What else? There are a few other characters. You know. A good example of a love interest was how Percy fell in love with Annabeth. That spanned out between various books. It did not come out of nowhere. At the beginning, when he woke up and Annabeth, what happened was he like passed out because he was fighting a minotaur, right? This is a story that's like fantasy mythology. Not fantasy mythology. It's a mythology book. Book 1, yeah. Book 1, The Lightning Thief. What happened with...
Everyone knows it's a fantasy mythology. Everyone knows
it's
Percy
really... I love Percy Jackson. Oh my god. I was obsessed with it. I had a huge crush on Percy. Anyway, but Percy, right? He liked Annabeth from the beginning. It wasn't like he liked her, but he just recognized that, oh, she's beautiful, like, whatever, right?
Like, he has the hots for her.
Yeah, but like you couldn't tell right off the bat that he actually like liked her. It was just kind of like, oh, he admired that. Yeah, it was step 1. He admired that she was beautiful. And in the next books, he started like building a relationship with her, becoming closer friends with her. But he still wasn't like in love yet. But then as it goes on, it keeps building up through the books. And that is what I call a good plot for relationships. It wasn't out of nowhere, and it kept building up as their relationships kept building up. Like at first, Percy and Annabeth, they were kind of like rocky a bit. Right? Wasn't it? I haven't read the books in a while. I can agree to that. They were a bit rocky. Like I forgot why, but I don't remember, because he's the son of Poseidon and she's the daughter of Annabeth, and their parents just don't like each other. But that was just kind of how it started. And any other
I'm going through my you know that story I made for my class,
He made a story? Okay.
Yeah, so there's a story that if I remember to do it, I'll put the link for the website that I have all my stuff on. Yes, I have a website.
In the description box
Yes.
below.
Yes. So this story is called "Love the House and the Crow."
Love the house.
It's a Chinese idiom. It's a Chinese idiom about how like if you really love someone, right, you'll love not just the positives but also the negatives of them.
I see.
And going through it again, it's literally so it's kind of like a minor like a light tense horror story, right? With romance being the major theme. And I'm not gonna spoil too much, but I just realized that it seems more like a very anime cliche yandere story.
Okay. Explain to me how the relationship goes, and then I'll pick it apart.
Okay, so let's see. Hold on.
You don't remember?
I wrote this like last year.
Just tell me the outline. You should at least remember.
Okay, so it starts off with the principal dying,
Okay.
and he got hung on a noose off of a tree.
Keep going. That's very
Yeah, so this
Just keep
so
talking
this,
really fast.
So this is it's a foreign exchange student. He's new to the school, and he's been having some trouble school, especially with the fight about the death of his father. And there's this one girl who he's having a like to because she's like cute and stuff, and she also likes him.
Okay.
So like the kind of like the crush thing, right? About them
I
crushing each
remember that. I read through it for you. I remember. Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
It was okay. It was kind of weird. So what happened at the end was that
no spoiling.
Anyway, but like
Fine.
the ending, it kind of like the
Spoiler alert! If you want to read it and you don't want it spoiled, you can skip to somewhere else in the video. I don't know how long we're gonna talk about this.
I'll put a timestamp. Anyway,
Yeah.
but the ending of that story that Sebastian wrote was the kid, the exchange student, he woke up, right? And then he found out that a girl who really liked him had him like taped to a table or something like that for some experiment, right? Was it something like that? But it was like a weird ending. I don't know. I thought in general though the story was a bit bland, but it wasn't bad because Sebastian doesn't usually write stuff like that.
I mean, I usually don't write anything other than action in most cases.
You don't really write in general.
What do you mean I don't write in general? Of course I do.
He usually, if he writes, it's usually about like war or something. It's
Right. I have like a taste for like action stories.
I do action. That's all I write about. Usually, I kill a lot of people in my stories. Nowadays, I try not to because that's kind of cliche. But
the first book I literally started writing about, right, like story,
yeah,
was about a quote that Einstein said. I don't know how it went. His quote was like, "I don't know how World War III is gonna be fought, but I know World War IV is gonna be fought with sticks and stones."
Sticks and stones.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, I literally based off my story plot off of a quote.
I used to do those all the time.
I mean, that's usually how you start things off of as a kid.
Yeah. As a kid, you start. And you sometimes start with a song. Like people, they do song fics or something where you have like the lyrics of a song passing through a few different paragraphs as you read, and yeah.
How about food fanfic?
Food fanfic?
Yeah.
What? What do you mean?
Onion x carrot, something like that.
That sounds very unpleasant.
Food love stories.
No.
Fine. How about what's the anime?
Shogeki no Soma?
Yeah. That one. That was a good anime. I got finished watching that.
That was kind of weird for me. I don't know.
Is it because of the food porn?
Yeah, that it made me uncomfortable. I don't know. I didn't like that.
It's because every time they make good food,
Don't do that.
What do you
Mom's
mean?
gonna think you're dying. That reminds me of that one scene in A New Hope, Star Wars, where they're in the trash compactor and then 3PO, he stops the trash compactor and then he hears everyone like screaming in joy and he's like, oh, listen R2, they're dying. That's what that reminded me of. Anyway, go on.
So this is how the ending went. Help, fight Beam. Daniel said in a panic tone, only now realizing he was chained down. there'll be no hope from hold on. Oh yeah, remember Mr. Satsei?
Huh?
Mr. Satsei?
There's some guy that you named Mr. Sutsei.
No. There will be no hope from Mr. Hong Fook, or should I say Mr. Satsei?
I don't get
Satsei.
it.
Dead.
Oh, what?
Satsei.
Say means for.
Satsei.
Nong song. Wait. 一二
Cantonese.
三四.
一二三四.
Oh.
Cantonese.
Wait.
This guy's Cantonese.
I'm thinking of Japanese now. No, that's the wrong.
Nothing, but I didn't even give him nothing.
一二三
'Cause I mean-
三四. Oh,
say.
3 4. That's what 3 4.
No, Satsei.
No,
Satsei.
I can't think. 一二三四. What?
No, Satsei.
一
Death.
二三.
Mr. Death.
Oh.
There will be no hope for Mr. Hong Fook, or should
Four
I say-
in Chinese sounds like the same word as the word death, so that's why we associate the number 4 with death for
Yeah.
Asians.
there will be no hope for Mr. Hong Fook, or should I say Mr. Satsei? Because
If
he
you're
died.
Chinese, you might get that. but-
I don't know why, but I gave him a Mandarin last name instead of a Cantonese. I just realized that.
Oh my
Because I put the foreign Chinchun as like a Cantonese person, and there's a couple Chinese idioms I put into the story.
I see. Okay, go on.
Mm-hmm. The voice said with a light, hard chuckle, "Dead? Why him? What he do to deserve death? What did anyone do?" Daniel asked, now feeling pained and enraged.
I don't like that.
So many
sentence.
emotions, huh?
When you write, never write like that. I hate it when people write like that. Let me see. What's that sentence?
What he is like somewhere in the middle.
What is it? The Satsei, the voice said. Daniel asked, now feeling pained and enraged. I hate when people write like that. If you write like that, I will call you out
Why?
without mercy.
What is wrong
I
with
don't.
it?
I hate it when people do that because I feel like it makes it like a run-on when you say, "Oh, he asked." Feeling pained and enraged. Like, I don't understand what that is. If you're saying, oh, he's feeling pained and enraged, explain it. His heart is heavy and
Okay. Don't forget, I had to rush the story to finish it.
So
because it's a
I
school
would never
project.
do that, even though it's a story project. Have you read mine? I made a story. I'll link it in
How
the description,
how
the
many
Google
pages?
Doc, and
How
read
many
it.
how many pages was that?
It's like 3 pages long.
This is like 7 or 8.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but don't forget, I have calculus this year too.
Dude, I write like 4,000 words per chapter. Beat it.
Yeah, I'll write that. One, I'll write that often because I also play video games. And 2, I had calculus this year. You know how calculus is.
My priorities are straight. Yours are not.
Alright. My main priority is, try to get 5 on my calculus exam, which is next month.
Oh my god.
And the second one, I don't have a second one. It's usually either family or other homework.
I'm running out of space on my phone.
Well, how many minutes are we in?
We have like 13 right now. You want to end it?
Yeah, let's keep on.
I don't have enough space. I can't edit it. Because I don't have any editing devices on my computer. So I have to end
We
it.
can use Filmora.
That costs money. I don't want
I have an account. What do you mean you have like 30 gigabyte? You plenty of space.
I'm going to download a Lego game though.
Okay, no, that was the Lego game after.
Okay.
Right. And the older games, right?
Mhm.
They're not even that big. Come on, if you think about that, it's not that big.
Yeah, I love Lego games by the way. Okay, anyway.
I want to play the original Saga.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll play together. Alright, anyway.
Yeah, it's very. The ending is very cliche, but it's basically like about this younger girl. She kills everyone in the friend group just so that she can have this international student to herself.
That's really cliche. It sounds like something from an anime. Like something you'd hear from that game Doki Doki Literature Club or whatever.
I've never even played that game. I just know.
Doki. Get it? Doki Doki. It means like your heart is beating.
Yeah. Make sure I go
Doki Doki. Yeah. It's an onomatopoeia.
If you read it, it's. One of my friends said this is really good because it has like this good tension to it. She thinks she liked it
I don't.
because it has like a tension to it because everyone's slowly dying and no one's able to figure out who until the end because I don't hit anything till the end.
That's very morbid.
Yes. And also the fact that the Mr. Hong Fook, right?
Mm.
He's the guy that owns the medicinal corner store.
Mm.
And he gave this light thing, right?
Mhm.
It's like a medicine bottle. You'll know if danger's nearby when it lights green.
Okay, we have
Yes.
to end this video soon
Fine.
because we've been.
I can
talking a
talk.
lot.
I'll talk about my story later.
No, I don't
another
have
time.
enough room on my phone.
No, I said like I can.
We'll
make
make a part 2 of this. How about that?
or I can just make my own video about it. 'Cause
Yeah, if you
I'm
want to
just-
go to his channel, he'll probably make a video about this. And if I feel like it, I might make a part 2 about this. And I'll read you a story that I've written myself.
Yeah, and
Alright.
I'll get rid of the crummy photos in this. 'Cause
Alright,
I had to add photos into it, so it's very.
thanks
crummy.
for watching, everyone.
再见。
またね.